After a memorable visit at Strangefellows Brewery with Carly, the brewmaster, we opted for a little change of pace, which, if you haven't seen that video yet, we'll leave it in the description below for you, as this is the final video in our 3-part series of Vancouver. And we found that change of pace here. At Queen Elizabeth Park, you can lose yourself in a lively display of exquisitely landscaped gardens and sweeping city views. Our next stop was Bloedel Conservatory, a hidden tropical oasis nestled within the grounds and sitting at the highest point of Queen Elizabeth Park. Established in the 1960s as part of a vision to create a sanctuary for exotic birds, the aviary has become a living tribute to conservation and education. Here you'll be greeted by a cheerful chorus of bird calls and the sight of colorful, free-flying birds amidst verdant foliage, a perfect complement to the serene gardens outside. Together, Queen Elizabeth Park and Bloedel Conservatory offer a unique experience where you can not only enjoy the present-day beauty, but also the layered history that has shaped this urban escape. Keeping up with the outdoorsy theme, we decided to step it up a notch. Leaving behind the serene beauty of Queen Elizabeth Park and Bloedel Conservatory, we set our sights on Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. This iconic destination isn't just famous for its swaying suspension bridge and breathtaking canyon views, it also carries a profound, captivating past.
Alright, so now we're on Capilano Suspension Bridge. So this is probably one of the most famous things that you're going to see when you look up things to do in Vancouver. Right now we're getting a little bit of a treat because it's a little bit of misty over here, swaying right now as well too. So this is built in 1889, and this sits 100 feet above the water below as well. But there's a lot to do here. Once you get past this bridge, there's Treetop Adventure that you can get to, and there's also a cliff's edge that you can see that's kind of right alongside the granite cliffs pretty much. All right, so I'll see you on the other side.
Originally built in 1889 by Scottish settler George Grant as a practical solution for transporting logs across the Capilano River, the bridge served as a vital link for the early logging industry in the area. Over time, this modest structure evolved from a utilitarian crossing into a beloved local landmark.
So another quick thing that I just found out, I've been coming here for years. I'm not sure if it's just implemented, but from 5 to 8 p.m. you'll also get 25% off the admission, and there's much less people too, so there's not a line to cross the bridge, not a lot of people on top of this Treetop Adventure, so definitely check that out as well too.
In the 1970s, recognizing its historical and natural significance, the park was developed into the immersive experience we know today. Along with the bridge, attractions like the Treetop Adventure and Cliffwalk were added, offering visitors unique perspectives of the rainforest and canyon below.
If you're scared of heights, just be a little careful here. This is probably scarier than the suspension bridge, I would say, if you're scared of heights, just because you got such a narrow path, but you got handles to grab onto, so you'll be fine.
After getting our step count up and closing our exercise rings at Capilano Suspension Bridge Park, we were absolutely famished. Our PhD level Google search skills led us to a place called Phnom Penh, a Vietnamese and Cambodian restaurant that turned out to be a hidden gem. That, of course, everyone already knows about. So we decided to kill some time at the Irish pub next door.
Eric, this is not Cambodian food.
I know. We called them as soon as we left Capilano. They said an hour wait. We weren't really down for that, but after looking at the food pictures, we were like, yeah, we'll wait the hour.
So we got there, and they looked at, I asked him, hey, can we put our name for the list? And he kind of smirked a little bit. He goes,
Really?
it's an hour 45 to 2 hours. I'm like, we'll do it. And get this, as we're looking for drinks, there's even a drink called Waiting for Phnom Penh. So we're gonna be here for a bit.
Then finally, it was our turn. The food was absolutely astonishing. Every bite was a burst of flavor that carried you straight to the heart of Southeast Asia. The dishes were full-bodied in aroma and beautifully balanced, savory, tangy, and just a touch sweet. From the fresh, lively herbs to the perfectly spiced broth, it felt like each plate was a work of art. Dining there was not just about eating. It's really an experience that immersed us in a culinary journey we won't soon forget. Then there's also Tamarind Tree in Seattle, but we'll have to tell you about that one another time. The next morning, we were on the hunt for breakfast in Gastown, Vancouver's oldest neighborhood, enveloped by a steady drizzle that transformed its cobblestone streets into a shimmering tapestry of history. The cold, persistent rain not only slicked the time-worn pavements, but also seemed to awaken the deep heritage of a place born from the determination of early pioneers. Dating back to the 1860s, Gastown emerged as a modest settlement and quickly evolved into a thriving center. Named after the charismatic Gassy Jack, whose famous saloon and tavern, established around 1867, became the center of local life, the district grew into a hub of commerce and cultural exchange. Its weathered brick facades, ornate ironwork, and signature cobblestones stand as living testaments to an era defined by ambition, trade, and the resilient spirit of its founders. The iconic Gastown steam clock chiming in the distance serves as a timeless reminder of those vibrant beginnings. In this cozy, rain-soaked setting, the striking contrast between Gastown's storied past and its modern reinvention was undeniable. Trendy restaurants and art galleries now share space with century-old architecture, creating a dialogue between history and contemporary creativity that is uniquely captivating. We had originally planned to explore some of the distinctive neighborhood shops and uncover their hidden treasures, but as the day wore on, the rain began to pick up, and we had other plans for the day. Although we promised ourselves that next time we'll take a closer look at those charming boutiques and vintage shops. However, on this day, the weather in the area gently nudged us towards our next destination. So instead of trying to hit up another destination to explore, we actually decided to retreat to our Airbnb and wait for the weather to improve. By the afternoon, the rain had eased considerably, and we were happy to discover that the Granville Block Party was still happening just outside our door.
Alright, so we're here at Granville Block Party. This is an event going on 2 days down here in downtown Vancouver. We've got a lot of activities, got some cornhole, we've got little putting greens over here as well, but there's a lot of vendors out here selling art, clothes, we have beer, food, and a lot of live music going on too. And we just simply found this out by just Googling events going on in Vancouver in August, and we found this. So let's go roll through and check it out.
Granville Street, one of Vancouver's most storied thoroughfares, has long been celebrated as the city's cultural and commercial heartbeat. Its history stretches back to the early days of Vancouver when it emerged as a vital commercial hub during the city's formative years. As the city grew, Granville Street evolved into a bustling center of entertainment, home to vaudeville theaters, vibrant nightclubs, and an array of eclectic shops that captured the spirit of a dynamic urban landscape.
At night, this whole street gets crazy as well too. Not crazy, but it has a lot of different bars. So if you're into the nightlife, bar hopping down the street, there's a lot of clubs. I've never checked out the clubs, but a lot of bar hopping you can do down the street as well too. So this is probably one of my most iconic and probably my most favorite place to check out during at night. So definitely come roll through here and see what they got to offer.
Over time, the street continuously reinvented itself, melding historic charm with modern creativity and becoming a living symbol of Vancouver's ability to adapt and thrive. The Granville Block Party, set against this rich historical backdrop, encapsulates that evolution perfectly. It's a celebration that brings together art, music, and community spirit, echoing both the legacy of Granville Street's past and its contemporary creative energy. With the storm behind us, we couldn't wait to get out into the crowds and soak it all in. the last of our things, said goodbye to our Airbnb, and we hit the open road on our way to Taylor Shellfish Farms. A journey that quickly transported us from urban vibes to the serene beauty of the countryside. Founded in 1912, Taylor Shellfish Farms has grown from a humble oyster operation into one of the world's premier shellfish producers, all while keeping their focus on sustainable farming practices. They specialize in cultivating a variety of oysters and other shellfish, each carefully nurtured to bring out the flavors of the Pacific Northwest.
I found out first about this place because we have some amazing oysters at Rodney Oyster Farm Rodney Oyster House at our first night in Vancouver. So decided to look this one up that we had, Shigoku. Oh, gonna order right now. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Good, good. Can we do 2 dozens of the Shigoku?
We dove right into tasting. The raw oysters were incredibly fresh, each bite bursting with the briny, crisp taste of the sea. And the grilled oysters, they had a perfect balance of smoky char and natural sweetness that made them simply irresistible. It was a day that not only satisfied our culinary curiosity, but also deepened our appreciation for the enduring traditions of shellfish cultivation. And with our final stop under our belt, we hopped back into the car to hit the road for Seattle to catch our flights home.
All right, so that wraps up our trip here in Vancouver. We've had everything from amazing brews to amazing food, from the bustling city life to just the serenity of nature just only 5 minutes away. And these are some of the reasons why I love Vancouver so much. Vancouver really does have it all. All right, so we hope that whenever you plan your next trip, Vancouver's on that list. Oh, and remember, wherever your next adventure takes you, we hope that traveling's required.